Today we're going to learn how to change an exterior menu board. First we're going to start by gathering our tools. We're going to need some soap, a dish with some water in it, your squeegee, and some paper towels, a nice stack of them. We're going to start by a couple of pumps of soap in that water. And just use your hand to kind of mix it together. What we're trying to do is create a nice substance to not only clean the board, but as we'll show you, install a panel as well. Okay, now that we've gathered all of our supplies inside, our soapy water, our squeegee, our paper towels, and our panels, we're going to go ahead and remove a panel. First step to removing a panel is to take a corner and peel it off with your fingertips. It should come off fairly easily, pull down nicely, and you're left with a blank panel. Now I recommend always, when you replace a panel, put the new one on. That way you don't get lost, and you can discard the old panel. Now to apply a new panel, it's very important that we mention the soapy water. This is why we have the soapy water. This will make your life a lot easier when you're applying a panel. So you're going to get in here and you're going to first kind of clean off the board real well, but we want to leave a lot of extra residue here. See how slick that is? That's going to help us when we apply the panel to give us some leeway to move it around a little bit. It'll also prevent bubbling and cracking and creasing. So apply that soapy water liberally. When you're done with that, we're going to go ahead and take off your replacement panel. And we're going to line it up in the upper left-hand corner here. There's a little tick mark. That's our corner. We're going to use that to start, placing the new panel corner right there in the tip, and then going across the top and lining up with the adjacent panel, we're going to set our top. Now don't worry, you have a lot of, if you're having any trouble, you can pull it right back off. That's what the soapy water's for. But we're going to go ahead and try to line it right up in the top, real nicely, and you can almost see underneath here the outline of our window space. Once you have your top set, take your squeegee, run it across the top, get that top part set real nicely, and start moving your water down and out towards the sides. So you're pushing the air and the water out from underneath the panel to remove all pockets of air and water, and those are your bubbles, and we don't want those. Once you have your panel on, take your dry towel, give it a little wipe. Stay gentle because it can move, but eventually that water will evaporate and our panel will stick just like it should. Okay, now we're going to take a look at a larger panel. These can be a little trickier just due to the size, but we'll walk through it real quick, and I think you'll find it no problem once you get started. So we're going to go ahead and remember our steps from the last panel. Start picking at the top. And we're going to pull away and down from the board, nice and easy. You got more panels, so you're going to have to pull a little differently. If you have an older board, you may have a little more trouble pulling this off, but eventually it'll come off as we kind of pull down and away from the board. I like to use an angle and discard your old panel. Now remember, that was a solids panel, so we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to clean it up real good. Get all that gunk off of there that's been built up. And I'm going to dip again to make sure I have plenty of soapy water on this, because this one, you know, we might move around a little more. We might need to start over again. It's a wider surface. Okay, now that we've got the water down, I'm going to go ahead and remove the backing paper entirely. Be very careful that the sticky side doesn't stick to each other when you're removing that off. That can be a real problem. We don't have replacements right away, so we want to get this right the first time. And I'm again going to mark up on my left-hand corner here, right at that edge. And I'm going to mark up over here. I'm almost guesstimating at this point just to get started, and I can move it around with the soapy water. And you can see this panel's a little off, so I'm not working off the panel here, I'm working off the line I see. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and really work the top here. You know, once I know I'm straight, and I'm straight here, I'm going to work this down. Focus in here, you can see some of the creases that are developing when I do this. We're just moving all that water and air out of here. Feel free to be very liberal with the squeegee, because when this dries, it's a lot more difficult to get those bubbles out. Okay, so it's on there nice, no bubbles, no creases. We're going to take our dry towel and just kind of get some of that excess off. And there's a brand new salads panel. Okay, now we're just going to continue along. We've got our top set. We're going to just continue to remove and replace panels down the line one at a time. Remove and replace. Don't forget to pick up all your stickers and supplies. Don't let them blow away. If you have any panels that are not in use, make sure they're nice and dry. Let's head inside and finish this off. Now we're going to learn how to replace an inside panel. We don't need many tools, some Velcro and the panels themselves. Today we're going to do the Mini-Time Meal panel, and it's a pretty easy process. You may need a step ladder, and it's nice to have somebody there to spot you as well, so make sure you have a spotter with your step ladder. If you can reach like me, then you'll have an even easier time. Let's go. Okay, our first step is to take the Mini-Time Meal panel, or whatever panel you're working on, off. As you can see, we have a bracket and a piece of Velcro here. We're going to take the old board, set it aside, we're done with that now, and move over to our new board. We're going to turn it upside down, be ready to hang. We're going to evaluate the Velcro up here. This particular piece of Velcro is the female side, so we're going to go ahead and take our Velcro strip, our new one, and grab the male side, the matching side, place it on there nice and tight. Okay? Remove the backing to expose the adhesive. Then we're going to rest our board on using the cleat onto the top part of the bracket. Watch your spacing side to side. Keep it consistent with the rest of the panels. And then press down where the Velcro sits. That's your installed panel. Don't forget, these can be recycled. Your old panels, the ones you bring down, can be recycled, so please dispose of them in your recycling. Any other cleanup can go in your garbage, and thank you for working with us to get these menus installed. We really appreciate it.